Before we jump into the video, head on over to Guardian Gaming TCGs to get yourself some of the cheapest PTCGO codes on the market. Don't forget to use code STUBIN for 15% off already discounted prices. And most importantly, enjoy the video. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Stubin here. Just got home from NAIC last night, but we're going to take a look at the top 4 decks from the tournament in the Masters division. And yeah, let's just dive right in and get into it. All right, the first deck we're going to take a look at is Azul Giga's list, the champion of NAIC this weekend in Columbus. Now, this may or may not be his exact 60. He hasn't been publicly posted yet, but he did finish in 10th place with this same deck in Milwaukee with just some small changes. He previously had a Shauna in the list. I believe it was cut for the Phoebe here. So that's the change I made. I could be wrong. We'll keep an eye out on Limitless and everywhere else for that list to show up. But for now, I'm assuming this is pretty close to accurate here. We've got a 4-3 Arceus V Star line for Trinity Nova and Starbirth. You get your energy accelerated onto the flying Pikachu VMAX. This is basically a counter to Palkia V Star. Now, it's not 100% like accurate as a counter. You have to worry about a lot of other intricacies in those matchups to deal with things, but Max Balloon for 160 hits that Palkia for 320 thanks to weakness, so no need for any choice belts or anything like that. And this is also a really good card for all of the basics like Blissey and Miltank, which had a lot of hype leading into this weekend. So one of the big things here that he also had was the Phoebe to go through those Miltanks, and had the Pal Pad in here to be able to do it twice per game. So I assume that, like I said before, the Shauna was cut for the Phoebe. Could be wrong. Everything else is probably pretty straightforward. We'll definitely see for sure with whatever the changes are. He does have the Crobat VMAX in here to hit the Mew deck for weakness. And of course, Arceus in general, just a really good card, especially with Bibarel, to be able to draw so many cards every turn, thin your hand down, get all the resources you need, and accelerate your energy onto your other attackers. All right, next up, second place, the runner-up, Isaiah Baradner, finished here with Palkia V Star. This list was publicly posted, so here we are, rocking a 3-3 Palkia V Star line and a 3-3-1 Inteleon line. No quick shooting, not a fourth Sobble. Definitely interesting to see that little bit of a tweak. There is the Zigzagoon, the Manaphy, and the Radiant Greninja for extra tech. And one of the big things here is 4 copies of Battle VIP Pass and 4 copies of Irida. If you go second, Irida basically just guarantees you a Battle VIP Pass and extra Pokemon. And if you open this up in your first turn going first, it's honestly just super gas. We saw this super perform all weekend long. Of course, tech cards like the Echoing Horn, the Heavy Ball here, and the Zigzagoon really to just do different things all across the board. And of course, the one path, one training court. No temple in this one training court, just being able to be reused to get your attachments back or reuse and abuse concealed cards on the Radiant Greninja. A really strong deck. This is probably going to be the standard going forward here with Palkia V Star. I definitely really like the class switchers. If you check out the channel before and you've seen some of the decks that we've played with Palkia, I really am a big fan of the Irida and the cross switchers. Just really love this deck. It's a lot of fun. I wish I would have played something similar to this going into NAIC, but I did not. I stuck with what I played in Milwaukee and fell on my face, but we'll talk about that later on this week in another video. All right, the big shocker of NAIC is Sander Wojcik's Control deck here, featuring Miltank and Mewtwo V Union. Absolutely insane to see this go through. Sander's always been known as like the Control master. All these different archetypes that he's been able to come with. A few events back, we saw the Umbreon VMAX with the Moon and Sun badge, as well as the Eldegoss loop. In this situation, the loop is the Team Yell's cheer, as well as Silene and Palpad, just being able to reuse and abuse all these things. And the finisher, if need be, is Mewtwo V Union. You've got the Union Gain, attach energy from your discard pile onto this Pokemon. You've got Super Rejuvenation, which heals 200 damage, so I feel like in a Palkia matchup, he's going to want to just establish this is the only Pokemon he has in play. Deal 200 damage from it every single turn. If you have no other benched Pokemon, Palkia can't knock out this Mewtwo, and eventually you just continue your loop every turn and you just super rejuvenation and heal and heal and heal and heal. Of course, you've got 4 copies of the Crushing Hammers to being able to just yeet energy all the time, as well as the Yveltal here to be able to also just discard special energy in terms of, you know, Mew and other matchups like Blissey. Had the Pukumuki here to be able to get pitched to draw an extra card, help you dig late game and continue the loop. And of course, you've got Peonia to be able to access your prize cards. This is honestly just an insane deck. This is definitely some big brain stuff. If you feel like you're able to play this and play it well, it's probably really good against a lot of players that don't know what they're doing. Definitely look out to get your Mewtwo V Unions. Don't forget to check out Guardian Gaming TCGs. I do believe there are some available on there if you are trying to play this deck. We'll see how this archetype continues to grow leading into Worlds, especially with the release of Pokemon Go this week. All right, and the last deck I want to cover is Brian Kim, who got 4th place with Arceus and Teleon here. Nothing too crazy when it comes down to the tech cards here. You got your 4/3 Arceus line, your Dunsparce to cover your weakness, your Manaphy to protect your bench, and a 4/4/2/1 Inteleon line, of course, for all the shady dealings and potentially the quick shooting. Pretty straightforward, of course. You've got the Ordinary Rod and Pal Pad becoming quite staple cards here. And you have a copy of Collapse Stadium, as well as 2 Path to the Peak here. So just, you know, a little bit of variety for stadiums, being able to turn off your opponent's path or go back into it after you use your Starbirth to search your cards out. Rocking 1 Boss, 2 Charon's Carrot, 2 Marnie, 2 Melanie, 1 Research, and a Roxanne. Roxanne definitely was weird to watch in some of the featured matches where people would get Roxanne and just be able to play right out of it. It seems like this card is a lie. It either works or it just gives them somehow a way to get out of it every time. I don't know if it's just like fate. Who knows? It's always punished, honestly. And yeah, Big Charm definitely in there to increase the HP. No choice belts here. Just going for the safe route with the Big Charms. And of course, 4 Double Turbo and 7 Water Energy. Pretty straightforward. Again, all these players did really well 1st through 4th at NAIC. Impressive run for all of them. Great decks to start playing around with leading into the coming weeks here into Worlds later in August. We have all of July, plus the Pokemon Go set. I'm sure Pokemon Go will maybe shake up a little bit of the metagame, not by much though. We'll see if there's any crazy innovation that players can come up with, especially like later into the next 2 weeks with like the late night series and all the other online events where people are really going to start hammering out some of these things. I am home, like I said, from NAIC. Had a blast. Emily and I had a really good time. We had tons of different food, ventured around the city, met tons of awesome people. It's a really good time. Don't forget, you can use Guardian Gaming TCGs.com to get PTCGL codes to build these decks. Use code STUBIN for 15% off. Link down in the description below. Check me out on Twitch. We do live stream a few days a week. Twitch.tv/STUBIN. It's always a fun time. Come hang out. Come harass me as everybody else does. Keep an eye out for Gust of Wind this week. We're really trying to get someone who finished hot on the pod. If not, who knows what'll happen after that. We rocked 2 episodes last week, both based off of Milwaukee's results. Go take a look at those as well. Links will be in the description and in the playlist attached. But that's it for this video. Hopefully these 4 decks help you play test a little bit better and get your foot going into the Worlds format. If you are participating in Worlds, let me know down below in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.